Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a Shrek spin-off that is also a sequel to Puss in Boots back in 2011. And this time around, Puss in Boots had wiped through his 8 of his 9 lives and is down to his last life. And when he discovers that there's a magic wishing star that could grant any wish he wants, he goes after the wishing star along with Kitty Softpaws and this dog that goes around with them to try and get the last wish, all while Goldilocks and the Three Bears, this one fat villain that's based off a nursery rhyme, are also after the thing, but also Death, who is going after Puss in Boots himself, wanting to kill him. Now, I enjoyed the first Puss in Boots. I didn't think it was that memorable though, and I haven't watched it in quite a while, honestly. I mean, I watched it like a few years ago. Remember bits and pieces of it, but all in all, it's a fun movie. But I never really found it to be all that memorable or engaging to watch. And that is probably like third or fourth best Shrek of the franchise, in my opinion. The first 2 Shrek movies, I only have the first one on 4K. I'm going to get the second one on 4K soon, but those first 2 movies were great to me. And nothing had lived up to those first 2 movies, in my opinion. That is until Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This movie, I don't know if it like passes the first movie for me in terms of quality, but my God, it is absolutely amazing. That this movie is very much inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Arcane in terms of its art style. There's a lot of hand-drawn and 3D animated mixes here, like with Arcane, but the paintbrush art style and the way it was all animated felt like it was something out of Into the Spider-Verse. It was absolutely gorgeous. The colors were vibrant. This is the most lively looking of the Shrek films in terms of animation quality, how the action is paced and set up and presented. It was just all around fun. I mean, the frames drop through whenever shit is about to go down. It is such a fast-paced movie. It felt this is basically the Mad Max Fury Road of the Shrek franchise. Everyone is after this one thing, and it's basically just a race to try and get it. And the amount of characters here, you could think that could be a problem, but no. The villains, all the villains that are after Puss in Boots and The Last Wish, they all felt like they had enough screen time, enough characterization. They all felt like they had a purpose to be in the story, and how these characters come across one another never felt forced. It felt organic. And thankfully, the movie doesn't shove too much characterization to where it derives from the actual main plot that we want to watch. There's enough there for us to get attached to these characters, but also to have us still be on board with what our main hero, Puss in Boots, is and what's going on with him. And Puss in Boots himself as a character here is probably the best we've seen of him, in my opinion. He is basically now a cat that is down to his last life and is struggling with his mortality now and fears literal death, metaphorically and physically. And we gotta talk about Death right now. Death as a villain here, so good. Probably one of the scariest villains in an animated film I've seen since like Scar, I believe, in my opinion. I mean, Scar in The Lion King was tense and scary, but this guy, wow, he is on par with him, in my opinion. He doesn't have the most characterization of any of the characters, but you still understand what he's doing there, what his purpose is, and you feel how much of a threat and presence he he is to our main characters. And seeing the hero fearing literal death is honestly quite awesome to me because it really emphasizes Puss in Boots' uh, strive to try and get this wish in his mortality, all while his friends, Kitty Softpaws and this dog, are trying to reconnect with him in a way. Kitty Softpaws trying to trust him again after some stuff in the past that never really went well between the both of them. Um, these two characters are trying to basically reconnect that throughout this journey, and I found it pretty sweet. There literally isn't much I could complain about. The animation is great. The characters and story were really good. The themes of trust and mortality I felt were really well established and presented throughout the film without being hammered down to you. It is funny when it needs to be, especially for a kids movie. There's quite a bit of adult jokes here that I really got a good laugh at. This is just all in all a great DreamWorks film. Finally, I haven't seen a great DreamWorks film in quite a while. I don't think until since Kung Fu Panda 3, and that's not like one of the best DreamWorks movies in my opinion. But I thought that was a fun movie. I haven't seen The Bad Guys yet. I heard that was good, but Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This is easily top 5 DreamWorks movies for me. I mean, this movie is everything you want it to be: funny, exhilarating. The characters are all fun to watch. The story is really good. Just all in all, I had a really good time with this movie. Would highly recommend you guys to go check it out. I'm going to give Puss in Boots: The Last Wish an A. There are a few bits of pacing issues in the beginning that caused me to not give it my perfect score. But other than that, absolutely love this movie. Please go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.